Have you ever found yourself juggling so much at once that you barely have time to sit down and breathe? It's like every day is a sprint from one task to the next. You might feel this, especially during those busy mornings when you're trying to get out the door, or during the holiday seasons when every moment seems packed with activities. We all get caught up in the whirlwind of life's duties, much like Martha in the biblical story of Martha and Mary. In this story, which you can find in the book of Luke, chapter 10, Martha is busy. Not just regular busy, but the kind of busy that has her running around her house, preparing for a very important guest, Jesus himself. Now, imagine that. Hosting someone so revered would surely put anyone on their toes. Meanwhile, Martha's sister, Mary, takes a different approach. She chooses to sit at Jesus' feet, listening intently to his words, soaking in every bit of wisdom he shares. This stark contrast between the sisters sets the stage for a profound lesson, one that resonates even in our modern, hyper-connected world. Martha, understandably frustrated, asks Jesus if he doesn't care that she's been left to handle everything alone. She's expecting, perhaps, a little sympathy or a command directing Mary to help her. But Jesus' response is not what she anticipates. He tells her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but only one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." This reply from Jesus hits at the heart of an issue we all face, the challenge of prioritizing what truly matters. It's easy to get lost in the flurry of activity and forget about the one thing that is needful, the part that nourishes our soul and spirit. Think about how this relates to our lives today. We're constantly bombarded by notifications, emails, and the endless scroll of social media. Like Martha, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by the tasks of daily life, even if those tasks are good and necessary. But how often do we, like Mary, choose to pause and focus on what enriches us deeply? The story is a reminder to us that while work and responsibilities are important, they shouldn't overshadow the essential parts of our life, our spiritual health, our peace of mind, and our relationships. These are the parts that, as Jesus says, will not be taken away from us. In this hectic world, the invitation is clear. Slow down. Pay attention to what you're sacrificing in the name of productivity. Are you skipping meals, losing sleep, or neglecting relationships? If so, it might be time to reconsider your priorities. We might think we need to fill every minute of our day with productivity and tasks. But what if we chose instead to embrace moments of quiet, moments of learning, moments of simply being present? This isn't just about religious devotion. It's about finding balance in the chaos of everyday life. By taking time to reflect on our choices and priorities, we can begin to identify what truly matters to us. This might mean setting boundaries around work, carving out time for family, or dedicating moments to spiritual or personal growth. So, as you navigate the busyness of your life, remember Martha and Mary. Remember the importance of choosing that good part, which will nurture and sustain you long after your to-do list is forgotten. This is not just a lesson from a distant past. It's a vital principle that can guide us toward a more balanced, fulfilling life, even today. Let's not wait for tomorrow to make these changes. After all, tomorrow is not promised. Let's start today by choosing what is better, just like Mary did. Life today zips by at a breakneck pace. Again, there's always a new email to answer, a new post to scroll through, or a new deadline looming. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget about the bigger picture. But remember, the lesson from Luke, chapter 10, verses 38 to 42, where Mary chooses to sit at Jesus' feet, absorbing his teachings, while Martha gets lost in the business of serving. This passage reminds us of the importance of pausing, even in our packed schedules, to focus on what's truly essential. This isn't about shunning our responsibilities. Far from it. Instead, it's about ensuring we don't let these responsibilities consume all our attention and energy. It's about finding a balance where we can handle our daily tasks without neglecting our spiritual nourishment. Just like Mary, we need to make deliberate choices to focus on our spiritual health amidst life's chaos. Consider how Jesus emphasized the need for this focus in Luke 10, verse 42, when he tells Martha, "Only one thing is necessary." It's a powerful call to prioritize our spiritual lives. In a world that glorifies busyness, taking time to be still and connect with our faith can be revolutionary. And it's not just about individual moments of prayer or reflection. The Bible warns us in Matthew chapter 7, verses 21 to 23, about the dangers of losing our way. Jesus starkly tells those who perform deeds in his name without a true connection to him, "I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness." This passage underlines that our actions must be rooted in a genuine relationship with Christ, not just outward expressions meant to be seen. The relationship we build with Jesus shouldn't be hidden. The book of Luke, chapter 12, verses 8 to 9, stresses the importance of acknowledging him in our lives publicly. "Whoever acknowledges me before others, the Son of Man will also acknowledge before the angels of God." This verse isn't just about vocal declarations. It's about living out our faith openly and proudly, demonstrating through our actions and choices that we are followers of Christ. Public acknowledgement can be daunting. It might mean standing out or going against the grain. Yet, as Charles Spurgeon said, reflecting on Luke 12, "What Christ is to you on earth, that you will be to Christ in heaven." If Jesus is precious to us here, we will be precious to him there. This reciprocal relationship is foundational to our faith, guiding how we live and interact with the world. So, how do we make Jesus a priority? It could start with simple acts throughout our day. A morning prayer, a Bible verse shared with a friend, or a moment of gratitude expressed during a busy afternoon. These acts, small as they may be, are profound declarations of where we place our faith and energy. Let's challenge ourselves not to let the immediate and often trivial distractions of our daily lives keep us from the eternal. It's about choosing day by day to place Jesus at the center of our lives. Each decision to prioritize our spiritual health is a step toward a deeper, more meaningful relationship with him. Imagine you're at a big family gathering where everyone is catching up, sharing stories, and just enjoying being together. Now, imagine if you spent the whole time outside, fixing things in the yard or checking your phone, barely saying hello. You'd miss out on all the love and laughter, wouldn't you? That's a bit like how it can be with our relationship with Jesus. If we're always busy with other things, even good things, we might just miss out on what's most important. Jesus, in this grand gathering of life, isn't just another guest. He's more like the host who's inviting us to sit down, be still, and truly engage with him. He's not looking for helpers to manage the background tasks. He wants us front and center, sharing in the moment with him. Yet, so often, we find ourselves acting more like busybodies, too caught up in our chores to notice that Jesus is asking for our company. Think about this. If our choices today echo into eternity, as the scripture suggests, what are we sending ahead? Are we sending ahead moments of being too busy, or are we sending ahead moments of deep connection with Christ? Every day, we face decisions that might seem small, like choosing to pray for a few minutes in the morning or to read a passage from the Bible. But these small choices add up. They shape who we are and how closely we walk with Jesus. And let's be real, the world doesn't make it easy. It's like every day is a tug-of-war for our attention. There's always something else to do. Another notification, another demand on our time. But Jesus' call remains simple and clear amidst life's noise. He asks for us, just as we are, to come and spend time with him. This is not about adding another task to our to-do list. It's about making him the reason for everything we do. Remember, Jesus is not just another item on our checklist. He's the reason the list exists at all. He's the peace in our busy days and the comfort in our quiet nights. So when life tries to speed up, slow it down. Carve out that sacred slot just for him. It could be early in the morning, during your lunch break, or in the quiet moments before bed. And if you ever feel like you're drifting, or life's worries are too heavy, remember that Jesus is reaching out. He's not hidden behind complex rituals or grand gestures. He's present in the simple, quiet moments when we choose to open our hearts to him. It's in these moments that we find the strength to face whatever comes our way. So, let's not wait for a better time or a quieter day. Let's make the choice, today and every day, to put Jesus first. Let's fill our days with intentional moments of connection with him. Because when we prioritize him on earth, we're not just securing our place in eternity. We're also experiencing a taste of that eternal peace right here, right now. Let's keep our hearts open, our schedules flexible enough to include him, and our priorities clear. Jesus is waiting, and he's always ready to welcome us into his loving presence. Also, remember the lessons from Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42, and Matthew 7, verses 21 to 23. Let them remind you not to get too caught up in the Martha side of life. Choose, like Mary, to sit at Jesus' feet. Choose to make him known in your life, as urged in Luke chapter 12, verses 8 to 9. In doing so, you are choosing a path that leads to true fulfillment and eternal peace